Welcome, everybody. Hi, I'm Keith Vitali, and welcome to Sidekick Podcast. First, say hi to my producer, Corey Gomez. Say hi.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Well, it's a big deal this episode because normally I focus on martial arts related topics, and we've had great success and really enjoyed them. But it's time that I expand the process in my episodes to deal with health and fitness, anti-aging, etc. So there's no one better that I'd rather have on my first show dealing with these topics than my own personal trainer, my very good friend. I want you to say hi to Anthony Gugliotta. Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
Good. How are y'all doing?
Good. Did I butcher your name, or how do you pronounce your last name?
Gugliotta,
I did it
the
perfect.
American way. The Italian way is Gugliotta.
Oh, that's actually so and good. I love it being Italian myself. I love the rhythmic and the vowels and all of that. So that's really great. Well, listen, I'm excited to have you on because this is something that I've been leaning towards anyway. I when I interview martial arts, these are all movie stars, and I always ask them health questions. I always go, "How do you stay in shape? What do you eat? Do you all that stuff?" So this is a great transition for me. So this is wonderful. But what I like about you, you're my personal trainer for like 5 years. You're my wife's personal trainer, Kathy, forever. I think she
Right.
started in the business with you and she's still with you. She didn't go tonight, I don't think, but
No.
she's there, 3 times a week.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, for the listeners out there, there's no better trainer in this country. And I have proof because forget about me. My wife has lost 25 pounds. She is the best specimen. She's stronger than I am. And and you would not even believe it. She's really a freak of nature. She's such good shape, and we have you to thank for this. And the thing is, here's the thing: when you walk into a martial arts school, and if I want to take martial arts or recommend somebody to take their kids there, you don't want to see an overweight somebody who doesn't know what they're doing teaching classes. You want to see somebody kind of respectable and knows what they're doing. When you walk in your gym, you're Tarzan. You're built like Tarzan. You look like Tarzan. You're a good looking guy. And everybody goes, I want to look like that guy. Plus, you're so knowledgeable. So it's kind of twofold tonight. I want to find out and promote your business, your the fat method, all of that. But also, the second half is going to be dealing with my own personal producer, Corey. And Corey
Okay.
has some issues. He's looking forward to this. And maybe we can get you on maybe once a month to see how his progress is going on. But
Definitely.
we're going to be shooting the name of everything, your business, your products, and anything we can do to help you promote your business because this is a testimonial for me. It's not something I heard. This is something I've done. And
Right.
you're a killer in the workouts. My gosh, getting in shape is not easy. It's not something you buy and eat and take a pill. You have to bust your ass. You have to work real hard, and you are the perfect trainer. But let's start with you right now. How do you get involved in the fitness business?
So I started with I always loved sports and working out. Went to college and I actually decided to go into exercise physiology. So that's what I got my degree in from Kent State in Ohio. And um, I started when I moved here to Atlanta, there was no one hiring. The reason why I went into exercise physiology, originally wanted to work in a hospital for cardiac rehab in that department. They weren't hiring at the time, so I had to make money. I moved here, graduated in college without any job yet, bought a new car because I was irresponsible and 22 years old, and I had to make money. So I went into a gym with a friend, and I saw a sign, and oh, okay, let me try that. So got into the personal training, and now it's been 25, 26 years later, and still doing that and other things as far as one-on-ones. I'm doing group training, I'm doing online training, and all that good stuff.
What's the name of your gym here in Atlanta, in Roswell?
So it's Roswell Fit Club. And I've been running that group for probably about 10 or so years as Roswell
Yeah.
Fit Club. It's been other things, but for Roswell Fit
Right,
Club, about
right,
10 years.
right. And I tell you, I as a martial artist, and me, we go way back. I competed. I was a fighter, and then I broke into the films. I was so well known for being the tightest person alive. People would swear I could do splits because I could kick straight up. I couldn't touch my toes. I've never touched my toes. And I've always worked out the way that martial artists teach stretching, and sometimes it's even a long time ago, it was even the bounce method. Anything you can imagine. We did the statics, we did all the different, types of stretching. There's a famous guy named Bill Wallace in our sport, and he wrote a book on it and just about stretching, but I've never been able to touch my toes. About 3 or 4 months training with you, I became limber. I didn't even understand how. And it was because of the warm ups first, all the different drills you had us doing
Right.
warming up and but all of a sudden I would go down, put my hands to my. Now, I spent a lifetime in martial arts, never touching my toes, ever. And then to go down and touch my toes, it was miraculous to me. I mean, I wish I had that flexibility, at least like that, even more when I was competing like that. But I'm telling you now, your classes, your warm-ups are harder than most people's training. No, your warm-ups.
Right.
Then we would warm up, I'd be exhausted. And I go, God, that was a hard workout. And you go, that's just a warm-up. And I go, you've got to be kidding me. Now remember, I went to college on a track scholarship. I'm a distance runner, so I'm in great shape. And you still kill me. I mean, really. You know why? Because running muscles are different than karate kicking muscles, and you've got to really do each sport to get used to that muscle flexibility or whatever. But what is the name? What is this new thing that you have that you got my wife on? And my
Yes.
wife, I'm not kidding. She went from whatever she did, she lost 25 pounds, and now it's a way of life. It's not a diet. This is
Right.
how she lives her life. Tell me about that.
Yes, it's called the FAT method or FAT method, and it stands for fasting and training. All right. And the concept is you can skin a cat, you can get results by doing many different types of things. But a lot of times people don't want to put way too much effort into it. They don't have time. They have kids. They have a busy schedule. So they don't want to track every morsel they put in their mouth. So what we do is we create a caloric deficit with fasting. And then there are a bunch of other benefits that come with the fasting. But then you combine that with training and getting enough protein, and the results shoot through the roof. So there's a misconception with fasting that you fast, you're going to lose muscle, you're going to be weak. And that's not true if you do it the right way, the way that I do it in my FAT method program.
Can you do one without the other? Can you do training and still lose weight? Or can you do the fasting and eat right and not the training? Or do you have to have the
You
combination?
have to do both, but you can lose weight, but you're going to lose the wrong type of weight. You're going to lose fat and muscle if you do not train or get enough protein. And I mean training like weight with weights. All right. You have to keep your muscle. If you don't, that's going to be worse off in the long run. You're going to get weaker, first of all. And as we get older, we can't get weaker. We have to at least maintain our strength or get stronger and keep that muscle on to be actually have a great life, right? We don't want to not train. So you can lose weight if that's your thing, and that shouldn't be your thing because that's just one variable. Weight is just one variable in a many variables that you should be looking at. But you should, if you're going to fast, you should do weight training.
In your program, do you teach, well, let's say it's online, somebody like Corey, my producer,
Mhm.
would you give him advice and a regimen for training as well as what to eat and fast, etc.?
Yes, yes. So we would go through what he has available, what his fitness level is, what his experience is, and then go from there, give him something that he can do no matter where he lives. He'll be able to do it, and it'll be effective for him. So we can do that. Yes, definitely.
Do you also recommend vitamins or the kind? I know my wife's Kathy's one's got vitamins coming in, in the mail.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you recommended those or you have a regimen or whatever.
There's no regimen really. I mean, there are two that I would recommend, and that would just be a simple protein supplement if you can't get enough protein through regular food. And then creatine is the most studied supplement ever. in the history of studying supplements, and it's a great supplement for men and women.
What about your training? I know I had difficulties with my knees because of martial arts. I always had knee problems, so I
Yeah.
needed low impact kind of training. Do you offer that as well?
Yes. Low, yeah, it goes with your fitness level. So you get a questionnaire, fill it out, and then we go from there. We set up a call and then actually talk either through a Zoom or a phone chat and just nail down what we can do.
Well, this is a personal testimonial. My wife now has clothes everywhere that she can get into. Now,
Yeah.
you think that's a small thing. You think that's all, it's like an off the cuff comment. It's not. It's a life-changing comment to my wife.
Yeah.
She's ecstatic. She gets up in the morning and she can wear everything now. She can wear things that she wore years ago. And she's like, look, she comes in, look, 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 look. You know what I like? It's not, you know how I would lose weight sometimes. I would lose a few pounds, water weight or whatever. She lost the inches. And
Yeah.
apparently you had her measure everywhere because she gave me, the whole synopsis where she lost, inches her
Right.
entire body. And it's just
Yeah.
evident when I look at her and I go, oh my gosh, you got something magical. You just got to get it out there because what you're doing is working. And my wife swears by it. And what I love about it, it's not I'm on a diet. It's just this is it. This is how I live. This is
Right.
how I fast. This is
Yeah.
what I eat. This is how I train. Now I have when we bought our house here in Roswell, we don't live too far away from each other. I built a gym downstairs. Being a martial artist, I've
Yeah.
got kicking bags and all that, and I've got the Peloton and I've got the big screen TV.
Right.
I've got my rubber bands. I can get out there. I'm disciplined enough to do what I need to do. My wife, she's one of my own black belts, but she needs and craves you as the coach because you're a coach and you're working all the women and men in your class. And I've seen so many, I've been part of it. And you're just working and working and working and working. And you're so positive the way you're doing it. She thrives on that. And she likes having that person next to her that's 20 years younger. And she loves letting that 20-year, that female or guy know, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm just in there with you. And she's,
Yeah.
as you know, she keeps up with all of them.
Oh yeah, she kills it. She kills it. I mean, you could have the perfect plan, but you still have to put in the work. So, and that's what she does.
Yeah.
She does it the right way. So, yeah.
Yeah.
She's been doing it
I
for a while. So, yeah, like you said, been with me a while. So, love having her. Yeah. She's a great
yeah,
inspiration for everyone.
she's an inspiration. She's just, I mean, she's like
Yeah.
this, and literally I feel bad, not too bad, but I'll go in my own gym in my home basement and I'm watching TV and I'm on the Peloton or I might do some stuff. I definitely do my kicks, and then my wife comes, I don't even sweat, but I'm in pretty good weight. My wife comes home soaking wet. Her hair is soaking wet. And I said, what have you been doing? Because it's very close to like CrossFit training you guys do. I mean, you name it. She's doing, oh my God, the burpees. If I see one more burpee, if I have to do one more, I would think I'd die. She eats that up and training. I said, he had you running today? Oh, yeah, we had him running half a mile. I went, oh my God, this guy is a masochist. But you won't do it on your own. You have to have a coach, you have to have a trainer, and that's what you provide for. And she couldn't live without it. So thank you so much, making my life a much better life at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you brought up CrossFit. So what we do is whenever I mention that we're not CrossFit, people are happy about that. So the
Right.
difference of what we do and what they do is we don't do the Olympic lifting that they do. They do like Olympic barbell snatches and cleans and a bunch of that stuff, a bunch of gymnastic rings. We do more bodybuilding physique training with tempo, meaning you're going to lower the weight for 3 seconds, but it's safer for your joints. So we incorporate a lot of that into our training. And then, like I said, every fitness level. So you brought up burpees. So some people are not able to do burpees. There's modifications for burpees. There's modifications for everything. So
Right. I'm not gonna lie, it's so hard, but it's a hard in a way like you come home and you're so happy that you did it. But
oh
as
yeah,
you're doing it, and I'm not even being facetious.
you just have to
I
get through the
can't tell
door.
you.
Get through the door, and then you're gonna see other people doing it, and you'll make it, and
Right,
then you're gonna feel good about it.
right.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I really laughed. I thought it's one of the hardest workouts I ever had. And you went, that was just our warm up. I went, oh my
Right.
God, please. And then at the end of our workout, sometimes you have a cool down period, and sometimes we work even more. And I'd go, oh my gosh, for the love of God.
Yeah.
And you get home and you're just like, but you feel so great you did it. You're not going to do, I mean, you have to have a coach. And that's why these professional football players and baseball players and all these great sports athletes and pros, when they get out of their sport, they turn into mush, because they didn't have the same coach yelling at them or working with them in a whole bed. So I always recommend if you can get a coach, it's like martial arts. Somebody says, well, I can learn martial arts. I can read a book. I've got some books out. I'll sell you some books. Guess what? You can only learn so much. You
Right.
need that instructor that stands in front of you and shows you. So, oh, no, you're doing it the wrong way. So you don't hurt yourself because you can do weights in a way that they're not balanced. So you're going to injure yourself. So like martial arts, you really, I recommend having a coach like that. What's your height and weight?
I am 6'2", about 218 pounds right now.
And you're built like Tarzan. I mean, literally, your biceps and the whole bit. I remember we had a contest, and I don't know why you did it. It was some charity, whatever, but you went down and did 100 push-ups at one time. Now,
Oh yeah, it was push-ups for charity, push-ups for charity. And I
right.
actually did, it was 90 seconds. You had to do as many as you could. In 90 seconds, I did 115 in that time. I don't know if I could do that now, to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
but
I challenge anybody that's over 200 something pounds and muscular. Go down and give me 115 push-ups if you can in 90 seconds. I remember we used to do the squat jump, how far you could, just flat foot jump,
right.
and then how many push-ups we could do. And I did pretty well with those. I was a pretty good athlete, and I like doing the push-ups, and I could pump them out in the whole bit.
Yeah.
But it was the burpees that killed me. Oh my gosh, because you lose your breath when you go down and pop back up.
Right,
And
right.
I wasn't really good at planks. And Kathy can do a plank for 5 minutes, and
Right.
not even,
Yeah,
and 30 seconds kills me.
the wall sits. She's pretty good at those.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you made me a happy husband, my wife, literally. And if there's any women watching this, when you get ready in the morning to put on clothes and you can't fit into your clothes, that's when you hate life and you hate yourself and you make promises. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna go to the gym or whatever. But when you can fit in your clothes and you go, oh, then you're so happy about what you've done. So, do you recommend? I know you said fasting, and you've got a food. I guess you're gonna whoever calls up or gets on your program, you're gonna let them know about the diet or what
Yes.
foods. Not really diet's not even a good word. What foods to eat that are healthy. But do you recommend cold showers? Have you ever done
Yes,
that?
I have. I should do it more. But all the data that comes in that I read about is positive for it. So cold plunges, that's a huge thing right now. Actually, we're trying to get a recovery room at the gym, so we would have a cold plunge, but we'll see what happens with that. But that would be
Well,
good. Gym about 15 years ago I was in, they brought in big garbage pails or whatever cans, and they filled it with water
right,
and put ice in
right.
there, and then went and put it
I've
in the
seen that
bathroom
before.
and went in there just for an easy cold plunge. But yeah,
Well, we have a very famous martial artist. His name is Richard Norton. And he doesn't do just martial arts movies. He does Mad Max. He choreographed that film, stunt coordinator. I mean, major films. And I had him on the show a couple times. And he does the fasting, and he swears by the fasting. And he says, "Kid, you got to eat right, but you got to exercise, but you've got to. It's just a mental thing, but you've got to start doing cold plunges, or at least cold showers." Now he's in Australia. And I said, well, what if it was freezing there? He goes, 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes every time. He says, condition yourself. Kathy does them every morning. And you can ask her. My record is 5 seconds, and I'm screaming the whole 5 seconds.
yeah,
I'm not made for cold plunges or cold shower. I'm just not. My body's just,
yeah,
I'm not going to do it. They say, well, you might not live to 105. Guess what? I'll live to 100 and be just as happy.
yeah. So what I'll do is I'll get in the shower, and then increments. I'll go colder, 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 colder. And then the last 30 seconds, I'll put it to the coldest and try to get through that last 30 seconds. And then I'm done. And I feel every time I feel great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
One of my best friends, Keith Strandberg, he's a film producer and writer, and he lives in Switzerland. So he'll FaceTime me in a lake in Geneva,
Oh,
and it's
no.
freezing and snow. And he goes, "Hey, Keith, look at me." And I'm going, "You're out of your mind." But he does it every single day. He
Yeah.
gives in cold plunges and he swears, "Keith, you got to start doing that." And I went, "Well, great." So it's the overall regimen. It's not one without the others. Like you can lose weight, you can go to the gym, but when you put the package together, then we have your package. So let's do this. Afterwards, I'm going to get all your information to put on the screen. So we're doing this interview. It's going to be there. Call you, get a hold of you, your emails, and all that. And then two, this is the time that Corey's more excited than I am to have you on the show because oh, Corey, can you mind if I tell him your weight and your height? All right. He's 5'10" and weighs 330. And
Okay.
he said, for the love of God, get that person on the show to change my life. and
Yeah.
and I'm not even being sarcastic. Those were his exact words.
Yeah.
So Corey, come in, ask him any questions that you want. What do you want to know?
So, like, what is the best way? Now, like, I'll be honest with you, I used to always be really fit. I did martial arts, was
Mhm.
really fit, but I was really fit because I woke up in the morning, ate 6 eggs lathered in Tabasco. Lunch was a protein shake. In between there, I worked out. Then I would do a protein shake, but I would mix it with grapefruit juice so it hit my system quicker. Then I
Mhm.
wouldn't eat anything. I drink some casein at night, but nothing else. I wouldn't eat. I walked constantly. Then I had to have my kidney removed.
Mhm.
And I found out that in the like 4 months that I couldn't do anything, I love the show The Sopranos. And by
Yeah.
watching that, I found out how much I love Italian food. And so I just kept going up and up and up and up and up. And I got up to about 350. And then I got COVID that knocked me down to about 320. And now I constantly, and I go to the gym like, I mean, there's sometimes I go 7 days a week, most of the time five. I do a
Yeah.
body part a day. The only
Okay.
downside is with the one kidney, I gotta kind of watch the protein intake, but I creatine, unfortunately for me nowadays, is a no-no because it's just
Okay.
kind of dangerous.
Okay.
Um, but I do like a body part a day, and I won't lie to you, like after a month, not I'll walk on the treadmill 5 minutes, then I'll focus on, seven, but anywhere from 6 to 8 exercises on the body part, then I'll do another 15 minutes on the treadmill, and the results are zero.
Mhm.
And one of the things I know that kind of hurts me, I'm going to be 50, but my testosterone's always checked good.
Mhm.
When I got sick and I had surgery, I became, I don't want to say crazy because that sounds rude to anybody who's listening that has a mental issue. Hypochondriac, a little out there. So they prescribed me this medicine, which is tremendous medicine. It's called Luvox. Now,
Okay.
Luvox keeps me from going nuts, makes me a normal person. It also normally makes you gain a ton of weight. Now, I've been told by my psychiatrist that all the working out I do is basically just counteracting that. Now, my
Mhm.
friend did the keto, and so I said, you know what, I'll try that. And I did lose weight, but I was only able to do it like 4 or 5 days. I went to the gym and I was just like, ugh. Like eating 2 steaks, I had no energy. So I have no problem fasting. I used to fast all the time. I actually fast twice a week for about, if you count sleep, 20 hours just to kind of flush myself out. But I just am tired of being big and fat. I want to get back to like 190 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. So like a lot of your focus that you were telling me was in the gym. So that might not be the reason. Usually it's nutrition based. 80% for most people is going to be fine tuning your nutrition. So what we would do is get an initial audit of what you're doing now, and then we would have a call, go over that, and then I would give you my recommendations of what to start with. And the concept of the fat method is just to do small changes at a time so you don't get overwhelmed. So it's not going to be like you're going to do all of this 100 things and go ahead and do it. No, you're going to do one thing. Once you can do that well, then we're going to add something else to it as far as the nutrition. So for example, you might do some fasts and it's individualized fasting. So we're going to figure out what type of fasting works for you best. And then the next step is all right, let's focus on getting more protein or whatever. If you have kidney issues, then we could look at that and make adjustments for that. And then maybe meal timing. And then there's a whole bunch of things that go with it. But the training, I mean, if you're not losing, usually it's you're not burning as much as you're intaking. All right.
I'm also not a cardio man. Never have been a cardio man, except when I did martial arts. But the last martial art I studied before COVID hit and I had to quit was Kempo. And as much as I like Kempo, as nice as Jeff Speakman was to me when I got to talk to him, you don't get any real exercise doing Kempo unless you want to count your combinations. Like, I don't think I ever even sweated doing Kempo. So, plus then when, like I said, COVID hit, I didn't want to be rolling around a mat all sweaty with people I didn't know. So,
So what do you suggest, Anthony? Should he call you up and set up something with you, and then you would send him a package or whatever? Is that how you do it? And how do you design your packages? Do you do by the month, by the year? I mean, how do you work with your customers or your clients?
For the fat method, it's an 8-week program to start with. So like I said, it's included is the coaching, which is the most important part, because the coaching accountability, I'm going to give you a great plan of attack, but without being able to implement or stick with it, it's not going to work. Like, you can go to Google and Google a bunch of things, but it doesn't work for most people after a week, because you don't know how to make adjustments when things start slowing down. So that's the purpose of a coach, and having someone that can make those adjustments for you. But yeah, you just 8-week program. After the 8 weeks, if you want to continue, then we talk about what that looks like.
how much do you generally?
Well, let's do this.
8 weeks.
Let's try this.
Yes.
I don't want you to call him and then have him just do that just because he's on this podcast. I want to pay for this myself. So whatever you charge Kathy or whatever you charge your clients for the 8-week program, I want to make that payment.
You don't
charge
have
him regular.
that.
No, I want to. You, man, you're a great producer. He's doubled up my subscribers, and guess this, in a week. 2 weeks, he's doubled. No, not in a month or year. In 1 week with him, I've doubled my subscribers. He's wonderful to work with. So as a president, and also you've been so wonderful to me too, Anthony, in the past. I want you to make money by doing this. And I want to encourage other people to call you, and we'll put the information on the screen. But I like to have other people around the country, around the world, whatever it might be, call you. And because I'm telling you, my wife lost 25 pounds. She's a different person. And that's a testimonial, and that's a personal one.
Yeah.
And if we can do the same, what I like to do is I like to see at the end of 8 weeks, bring you back on, and then let's go over the same thing you're going to do like you did with my wife. You measure them, weight, food, all of it. And then we talk about it. And I'm going to hold him accountable, because I'm going to go, listen here, don't you get back on my podcast and you've gained weight, because I'm bringing Anthony back on. And I don't want him to say you're a failure. I'm going to be pushing you every day. Now, I know you have limitations because he lives in Nebraska, and there's nothing in Nebraska. I like people in Nebraska, but hell, there's nothing there but corn and nothing. Maybe a football team. So he's got nothing to do but work out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not really, I'm not concerned. I know you know how to work out, so that's going to be the easy part for you, I think. So,
well, let's do this.
But we'll
make
a program that will work for you.
I'm going to make these short every time I bring you on and just promote you. I want to promote you, and I want you as successful as possible. I want my wife happy and continue working out with you forever. So let's do this. I'm going to bow out and tell my people that are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And then if you want to see more episodes like that, leave some comments in there. Don't forget, subscribe. Hit that damn button. Hit it. It's not that hard. All you do is punch that button and leave a comment, because I'm really excited. I got Lee Haney. I got Michael Hearn. Hopefully, I've got other very great fitness people are going to be on the show as well in the future. But I really wanted to start with you because you're a personal friend. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, ciao.
All right. Thank you.